Child, let me take a sip of my kombucha before I tell y'all this. Now, today we are here to talk about Seattle and mine and my husband's recent trip to Seattle. Girl, what are you waiting on? Follow me on Instagram, like, comment, subscribe, and click that bell notification. Hello, hello, hello. For those of you who are new here, my name is Tiffany and I'm a full-time mental health and substance abuse therapist bringing you food, lifestyle, and mental health content. So I wanted to do a little travel guide to give you an overview of Seattle because I know when I was researching, I had to watch a couple of videos and I'm a big foodie. I like to travel for food, so I want to give you a thorough overview of Seattle coming from a perspective of a young Black girl, okay? So let's start with flights. So I live in the DMV, DC, Maryland, and Virginia area. Bay and I flew out of DC to Seattle. For our first flight, we had a layover in Chicago, and then on our returning flight coming home, we had a layover in Denver. Our total flight for both of us was $667. I bought our flights maybe like a month in advance, so it wasn't too bad. We flew Southwest. So we were in Seattle for 4 days. We stayed with our friends for 2 days, and then we did a hotel for the other 2 days. Our friends were the primary reason why we went to Seattle in the first place, because we wanted to go visit them because they recently moved to the West Coast from the East Coast. So we stayed in the cute little suburbs outside of Washington. What I will say is, baby girl, what I noticed when we got off of that plane and we got picked up by our friend was some gas prices, girl. So right now it's April 2022 and gas is currently going crazy. The second thing that I noticed was, of course, the drug culture, because that's what I do full time. So there was like this big old billboard advertising for the sale of marijuana. So we know that marijuana is very much so legal on the West Coast. So we saw this big old billboard for marijuana. So if you are currently sober or you are very pretentious maybe about substances and drugs, then the West Coast might not be the vibe for you. Seattle might not be the place that you want to go. When we got to our friend's house, she had a cute little welcome basket with all of some good snacks laid out for us. And then that night for dinner, we ordered a katsu burger. Katsu is like Japanese, I believe. It's the way that they fry their meat. So I ordered a curry katsu burger with French fries that had furikake on top. And baby, that burger was good, good, good. That was a very good burger. Sunday is when we checked into our hotel. So we stayed approximately 2 blocks from Pike Place Market. Pike Place Market is where you're going to want to go if you're in Seattle. It's one of the oldest, most long-lasting farmers markets that you can visit. So we stayed about 2 blocks from Pike Place Market, which was perfect because of course we wanted to go there. I had a list of food that I wanted to try while I was there. We stayed at the Thompson, Seattle. And it was a very nice hotel. It's a Hyatt brand hotel, but it gives you like luxe boutique vibes, which is exactly what I love. It smelled amazing when you walked in. It's apparently like a proprietary scent. Child, I don't know. But the body wash and the body care in that hotel, chef's kiss. I looked it up and I will be purchasing that perfume. It's like $200 something. Amazing. The service was amazing from start to finish. The only issue that we had with the hotel was the restaurant was bought out the first night that we stayed there, and then it was closed on a Monday. So we never got to experience the restaurant/bar area. They have a rooftop bar, but what I will say is due to the bar being closed, when I was talking to the front desk guy, he was like, "Do you like Chardonnay?" And I was like, "I do." So he offered me a full bottle of Chardonnay. So I flew back with that. So that was a plus. Another downside was the AC was making like a weird sound. As my husband described it, it sounded like someone was throwing rocks in the AC, and you could hear that in the nighttime. So hopefully they figure that out, and maybe that's just a situation because like the hotel may be new or something. but they did move us from one room to another, and then it wasn't so loud. So that's the thing. The hotel was beautiful. It was immaculate. It's next to like everything that you need. So I would definitely recommend that hotel. Okay, so this is what it was. On the second night that we stayed with our friends outside of Seattle, me and my friend, we went to go get food. Now, I don't know if this was like just the places that we visited, but it seems like Seattle does not have a lot of dine-in restaurants. I don't know what was going on. Maybe it was because it was like downtown or something. Like, I don't know. It was like you gotta take your food and you gotta kick rocks, or you gotta take your food and you gotta eat outside. And baby, when Bay and I went to Seattle, it was cold and it was like drizzling every single day, which is why I'm a little congested because I'm still trying to recover from a cold that I got from being out there, child. So we went to Seattle Fish Guys on our second full day in Seattle. Okay, let me tell you what I ordered. I ordered a salmon smoked belly. No, it was a smoked salmon belly bowl. It comes with your choice of white or brown rice that they sprinkle for a cake on top, the salmon, and then you get your choice of, I think it was just one. It was just one side. So I got the salmon macaroni salad, and they put smoked salmon in that macaroni salad as well. And then I got a side of the, I think it was octopus salad or something like that. The little side portion is $3, but baby, they overcharged me, and I didn't notice it until afterwards. They charged me $8 for that little side portion, and I was upset about my $5. But that was the best dinner meal that I had while in Seattle. The way that smoked salmon belly hit, I want you to think of it as like bacon salmon, because you get that smoky fattiness like bacon, but it's smoked and it's salmon. I am telling you, it was amazing. And it's set up like a fish market. You go in, you better hurry up and place your order because they're getting on to the next. It might be a little confusing and overwhelming. And then their website and menu is not the easiest to kind of navigate either. So just kind of have an idea of what you want when you go in. I knew what I wanted. So that was that. And then I also ordered something called a salmon pan. It was almost like a croquette, I think is how you say it. It was like fried. It was like a hockey puck fried on the outside with panko crumbs that has salmon, bacon, and I think cheese or like potato in it. That thing was good. That thing was good. It was so good. You could bite into it, you could hear the crunch of it, the flavors in it was amazing. Plus it was deep fried. Oh, it was so good. And the service there was absolutely amazing. Everyone was friendly. It was perfect. Everybody tore that food up when we brought it back, because like I said, you couldn't eat at that establishment, child. So after Bay and I checked into our hotel, that was another good thing about the hotel. We got to check in super early. So we had a donut tour scheduled for that day. Now, I'm the type of person where I like to do food tours every time I travel. Now, the only options that Seattle has for a food tour was either a donut tour or a Pike Place Market tour. Now, baby, I already had my list of places that I wanted to visit in Pike Place, so I didn't see the purpose or the point in visiting or doing a food tour for Pike Place. So I was like, we're going to do the donut tour. And it seems as though Seattle is known for their coffee and what goes well with coffee, donuts. So they have a lot of donut shops and a lot of really good donuts. So we did our donut tour first. The donut tour was $40 per person pre-tax. So it was expensive, but it was well worth it. It was 2 hours long. We got 4 donuts. The first stop was at Top Pot Donuts, and at our first stop, we got a cake donut that had a maple icing on it, and then they also had chocolate donuts with chocolate icing, but we don't eat chocolate, and then you also got any beverage of any size that you liked. So I ordered a golden milk latte, and that was my first time having that, and it was so delicious. Like, I am legit going to try to make one today because it was that good. Then we went to Dahlia's bakery, and we had their beignets, which came with a mascarpone cream, and then I think it was a blackberry jam as well. And then they also had mochi donuts, but we didn't have the mochi donut until we got to Pike Place. The mochi donut had guava and then like pineapple on top. The mochi donut was very good. If you like mochi ice cream, then you might like it. My husband didn't really like the mochi donut that much, but I really enjoyed it. And then we went to the little donut shop inside of Pike Place that serves you the fresh hot donuts. It's like a little donut stand that has like sugar and all that, like cinnamon sugar on the outside. They come out hot, very good little mini donut holes. Very good. Like I said, it was 2 hours, $40. You get history of Seattle, you get history of their culture. I think it was well worth it, in my opinion. So then for dinner that day, Bay and I wanted to explore Pike Place Market. It is such a tongue twister. So we're going to say the market. So that evening, Bay and I wanted to explore the market because I needed to knock out some things on my list, child. So we went to Pike Place Chowder. And let me say this, the line was down and around. So what you want to do if you go to Pike Place Chowder is to order online, okay? Order online. You don't have to wait in the line. My food was ready in 5 minutes because they got this big trough full of chowder where they're just scooping it out, excuse me, because that's all that they serve all day. So baby, I got my chowder, and let me tell you, the chowder ended up being $18. I got two. I got the smoked salmon chowder, then I got their regular chowder. I was mad about that $18 because that little thing was about this big. I'm not lying to you. I'm pretty sure that container was probably 4 or 5 ounces. I'm not lying. Maybe 4 or 5, maybe 6 at most. At most. The container was small. And I did get the smallest portion, but that container was small. So if you are going for dinner, you want to get a larger size. They also have an option where you could get it in a bread bowl, but if you get like the small container like I did, then it comes with some bread, but it's cold and don't nobody want that. And then it came with the little oyster crackers as well. Both of those chowders were amazing. I can't even lie to you. They have like over 7,000 reviews on Yelp, and I think that they've been labeled like one of the best restaurants on Yelp because I think they get so many reviews and because the reviews are so consistent. So that's definitely a place that you want to try. My husband doesn't even like chowder, and he enjoyed their chowder. So I think that that says a lot. The smoked salmon chowder was very good. It was very smoky. You could taste that. And then when you go from that to the regular chowder, it gives you like a break from the smokiness. I enjoyed both, to be quite honest, but it just depends on what type of vibe you want for that day. If you're smoky flavored out, then definitely go with the regular chowder. And they have some other options as well, but that's all that I had. Then we also have pierogi. Pierogi, it is, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly because it's a Russian word. So they have like breads that are stuffed with things. To me, the bread was a little too sweet, and I think that threw everything off because the options that we got beef and cheese, beef and onion, and then chicken curry with rice in the middle, and then a salmon pate. 4 different options. So we went on 2 days, and those were the 4 things that we had. The salmon pate was actually my least favorite, and it's one of their more popular items. I think the salmon pate wasn't my favorite because in my mind, I had already eaten the salmon pan from Seattle Fish Guys, and that salmon inside of their salmon pate wasn't given like strong salmon teas. Like the salmon flavor wasn't coming through as strong as I would have liked. I personally would not go to pierogi again. My husband enjoyed it a lot, which is why we went the second go round. But it's really not my cup of tea. Now, maybe I would enjoy their sweet options. I don't eat chocolate. They do have like a hazelnut version. We gave that to the babies, like our friends' kids, and they tore it up. But if they had like a jam with like a cream cheese or something like that, that probably would be really good. So still go because it's super popular. But it really wasn't my cup of tea. I think each little bread thing was about $6, which I think was pretty reasonable. Next up at Pike Place Market, you definitely want to go to Elenos. So Elenos is a Greek yogurt shop, and this is not your typical Greek yogurt. So they have different options and flavors and toppings. So it's already prepared as if you're going to like a gelato shop. So they have one section for the passion fruit. They have one section for the strawberry shortcake, another section for the Marionberry. They even had Girl Scout flavored Greek yogurt. So yes, you have different options and you can mix and match. So we got a walk arounds or a large size or something, like we got the large size. So we got 2 flavors in that. We got the strawberry shortcake and then we got the Marionberry. The strawberry shortcake was so good because of those shortcake pieces, so it added a bit of texture to it. So if you're like a texture person, then definitely opt for something that adds that bit of texture because it's like adding granola to your yogurt. The Greek yogurt, you could taste just a little bit of the sourness of the Greek yogurt, but the way that they flavor it, if you don't like Greek yogurt, you probably still will like Elenos because it has that sweet component with all the jams, toppings, and stuff. They are pricey. Our shared size was $9. Their little version that doesn't come with a lid is like $6, I believe. So, but again, get it. And I think that some of their stuff is pricey because the taxes are already included, plus you're on the West Coast. So that's something to consider. That night, we had poke for dinner. The poke tasted like every other poke that I've ever had before. I was hoping that it would have been phenomenal because we were on the Pacific Northwest next to all of the water, so I would be able to taste the super freshness of the fish. But, you know, we had all of that other stuff in our bowl, so it was still good. But what I will say is that the poke restaurant had way more topping options, and it was very good poke, and they did not charge extra for the crab salad like every other place does. Okay, for dinner on our last night, we went to Bangkok Thai. I always find stuff via Yelp, and I was like, okay, I need to go here. And I knew that it was going to be a good Thai restaurant because they had cow soy. Very few restaurants carry it. It's a very good like curry based pretty simple noodle dish, but super amazing. So if you like curry-based dishes, then you will like cow soy. Bangkok Thai had that. I didn't order it because I wanted to try something different, and my meal was amazing. Now, we sat at the bar because they were even busy on a Monday night, which lets me know that the restaurant was good. And at the bar, they had like these large jars of vodka that was being infused with different herbs, and each jar had like the different properties that it was good for. So like I was like, ooh, okay, Eastern medicine, y'all let's fix the ailments with liquor and herbs, girl, liquor and herbs. Now on that morning, baby, we stayed 1 block from this restaurant called Biscuit Beach. And they serve nothing but biscuits. You could get your biscuit loaded. Now, the hours are, I think, just from 9 to 1 p.m. And I could literally see them from the gym and the hotel. So I'm running on the treadmill and I could see the lines forming. That biscuit sandwich was the best biscuit sandwich, breakfast sandwich, anything that I have ever put into my mouth. My eyes almost watered when I bit into that sandwich. I got the one that had the hot link on it that was split in half. Oh my God, y'all. And that was my last day in Seattle. I was so mad. So because they closed at 1 p.m., I was like, baby, I gotta have me one of these for my flight the next morning. So I ordered that thing, I tore it up, and then I ordered another one and went right on back to pick it up. And why they recognize me like, ooh, so one just wasn't enough, huh? And it won't. That was the between Biscuit Bitch and Seattle Fish, guys, that was the best food. That was the absolute best food. Even the restaurants inside of Pike Place, like the full service restaurants, they didn't even have as good of reviews as those 2 restaurants that I just named. So on our last full day, we also did the Seattle Space Needle. So that was $73 for 2 people. but it's set up kind of like an amusement park. So they have like all the trinkets and souvenir stuff on the inside. And then you walk around to get to the top, and you can read like all of the history of the Seattle Space Needle. And then you ride this elevator to the very top, and it gets you to the top in like 40 something seconds. So your ears are going to pop. And it's very nice. They have options online where you could buy general admission. You could buy lounge access that'll do like wine or whiskey tastings, plus like some food. But the food looked basic. And since I'm a foodie, I was like, I'm not doing that. But you really can get the same vibe by just buying general admission and going like at 5 p.m. near the sunset. So if you stay long enough, you could get the daylight hours plus the evening hours. So we zip to the top in the elevator, and as soon as you get in, you're surrounded by like all of this glass, and you can see out into Seattle. It's absolutely beautiful and phenomenal. And then they have a little bar right there where you could get your wine, you could get beer, you could get cider. So like, get you a little get you a little glass of wine, get you a little beer, and sit down at the table and take everything in. That's what Bay and I did. That's what we did with our friends for like an hour. Then we went outside. We took some pictures. It was super windy, so we took them pictures quick. They got a little setup for the camera where you could take pictures. You get a free download and all of that. And then you come back inside, you go to the next level, and you could go to the rotating glass floor. The rotating glass floor is the only rotating glass floor, I believe, in the world, and it's very cool. So when we were on the rotating glass floor, the sun had already set, and that was your vibe right there. So I definitely would not personally buy the lounge access, because there's freestanding tables for everyone, and you don't got to worry about eating basic food. The basic food that they had on the menu was a little Wagyu slider and their truffle fries, and the Wagyu slider looked ashy and dry. That's just me. Now, what I will say is that you cannot take strollers up there, but you can take wheelchairs. They are wheelchair accessible. They also have like little snacky snacks that you can buy, like at the little bar area. They had cupcakes and looked like house-made chips and stuff like that. And then I saw that someone also had the little Elenos yogurt, so maybe they have like the little prepackaged portions in there. These are my final thoughts. Personally, child, let me take a sip of my kombucha before I tell y'all this. Personally, I'm going to say that Seattle, for foodies, is better than New Orleans. That's just me. If you are a true foodie, you like to eat things more than fried food, smothered foods, and all that. They're great. But I can only take about 1.5 days of that. Then I get real tired of it. I need something fresh. I need something light. I need something colorful. Seattle is a place for that. Because you're on that side next to the water, you're going to get all of the seafood. You're going to get the richness of the different diversity and culture, because they have like a large Japanese population. And I do believe that it's Native American territory. So you're just getting a lot in Seattle, okay? So personally, I think that Seattle is better than New Orleans when it comes to food culture. You can fight me if you want. Fight in the comments, baby, do whatever. But to me, that's just my opinion. I think they also have a drinking culture, not like a bunch of alcoholics or anything walking around like that. Although like the seemingly homeless people were very friendly there, I will give you that. But they have like a lot of speakeasies. So if you're into like vibey, like drinking settings, they do have a lot of speakeasies because of how Seattle functioned during Prohibition. They was like, we not having that. We gonna sell our liquor. And then if you are into coffee and donuts, then definitely visit Seattle. Other things that you could do that we did not do, I'm looking at my notes, is you could visit the Museum of Flight, because in Washington, Boeing has its largest factory. So you could go to that museum. You could also visit the Chihuly Garden. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I believe it's a Native American place. And they show like all the different glass blowing, which is right next to the Space Needle. And you could get joint tickets or discounted tickets if you go to either or. Also, you could visit the Amazon Spheres. Good luck getting in that joint, because they only give out tickets 2 times a month, only 15 days before the date that you're trying to get in. And it's hell trying to get tickets, child. We couldn't get in, but it's very cool to see the outside if you so choose to do that. And then if you are an outdoorsy person, there are lots of trees, parks, natures, things like that. The air is just nice out there. You could also do that. Now, like I said, we went in April and it was rainy. I got me a little cold from there, but those are some options. Would I go back? Yes. I I'm not going to go back anytime soon because I want to go to Portland before I go back to Seattle. But those are just my thoughts. I hope that you enjoyed this video because I haven't seen too many people who look like me actually rate and review Seattle. I hope that my tips and my information is helpful. Let me know if you have any comments and drop them down below. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe.